Hi guys, it's Clarice and welcome to another video tutorial with me. This is part of the Aloha series that I have been doing. I took a 2-week break because I was away, but we are back at it. And in this video, we are going to be painting a loose Hawaiian ginger. So hope y'all are excited for that. Before I begin, I just want to quickly let you guys know, if you enjoy videos like this, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as it really does help my channel grow. All right, so in the last video we had pretty much done the bougainvilleas, and I had originally just shown the two right here, and then this is what I meant by take a sheet and just go crazy after. So this is what that looks like. So hope you guys can use this, for inspiration and paint your own version. All right, so really quickly with supplies. For colors, I'm using my Mei Liang, Paul Rubens Mei Liang set of 36 watercolors, 48. For my brushes, I'm using the Princeton Neptune round number 6 and then the Princeton Velvetouch number 4. I've got water ready, and for my paper, I'm using the Paul Rubens watercolor block right here, and we are good to begin. So to start off, for the colors, we're going to be using rose red and madder red to create our floral area of the ginger. And then for the leaves, we're going to be using a combination of the tree green mixed in with some of the hooker's green, which is right there. And I might mix some of the hooker's green in with a burnt sienna or something like that, just because I like more of a woodsy feel to my greens. All right, okay, so let's begin. We're going to be using the number 6 to start off. And I have a palette here handy right here. So let's get some of our, we're going to start off with the lighter color, which is going to be the rose red, which you will notice I use a lot of the rose red. So I'm getting a mixture about like a 30-70% right here. And then we're going to add a bit more water. It's easier to start off lighter and then add more color, but it's harder to wipe off the color if you've started dark and then you meant to be lighter. So just keep that in mind for those who are new. Okay, so we're going to start off with doing the top of the flower. And now the flower is pretty much, if you use a reference picture, it's kind of like a cone. No, not really a cone, but it's like pointed at the top. It kind of widens and then goes pointed again. So I guess you could say like a vertical almond. And there are some of them that are a little more rounded in nature. So we're going to start with the top first. And so I have my mixture right here. And I'm going to get a little bit more of the color directly from my color palette because I want this to be the darkest. And here we go. We're going to start off with doing the topmost petal, or I guess section you could call it. So using the pointed tip, I'm going to press down, trail off. Dipping the tip of my brush in water, I'm going to continue doing this on the next side. Dipping the tip of my brush in water again. I'm going to create another version of this onto the side here. And yet another one over here. I keep dipping in water to get like a lighter version of the color. And now we are creating the center petal, which you can see is helped along by leaving a little bit of white space. And then as we kind of build on this, we're just going lower. And I'm kind of bringing in the shape a little bit over here. So adding more water to my brush. I'm going to continue this in a downward fashion. And then getting more color, because now we've sort of run out of color. I'm just adding on to these petals. And as I go downward, I'm making the petals thinner or the sections thinner. I'm not sure if they're called petals. Someone can let me know in the comments, I am sure. Now before these dry off, we gotta go back up. So we're gonna end this right here by tapering it off downward. And because this is a loose rendition of this, I'm just sort of pulling all the color down. And then I want to switch off to the number 4, and we're going to get some of that madder red. And I'm going to add the madder red in areas around here. So I'm kind of sectioning or outlining the ends of these sections. You can see this one has dried up already. We're going to cheat, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do in a hot moment. Give me 1 second to add these here to these guys before they dry off. So I'm going to take my first brush, the number 6, and with just water, I'm going to brush this along so it helps it blend along. There we go, and that was all there is to it. So we're going to continue this using the madder red because we want a nice dark. The pink was the base, and then we want to use the red to sort of bloom in. If you have been part of if you've been following me from the beginning of this year doing my wet on wet series with me, this is the wet on wet techniques. And if you've not and you're new and you want to get more into that, feel free to check those series out, all in the YouTube channel here. Okay, we're going to continue creating this sort of blend and bleeding within what we have just painted here. Kind of adding a little more detail to my bottom half there. So you can see we've got some fabulous contrast happening. I'm switching to the number 6 because it gives me more coverage. I'm going to get more of that madder red and sort of pull it down into this rose red pink that we have happening. Perfect. Now washing most of this off, we're going to go in for our greens. So I mentioned the tree green. I'm getting some of that tree green, mixing it on here. And then I'm just going to pull this downward. I'm allowing the green to blend in with the Madder Lake red. I'm almost kind of pulling some of that red into the green, because if you really look at some of these flowers, they've got that brownish, greenish, reddish tone to the green. So there's a reddish tone to the green is what I was trying to say. So you're pulling some of that red into this area. It kind of blends in almost. And then we get in some of the darker greens. So the leaves are fairly nice and big and not wide, but they're just tall, and they kind of like flourish off to the side. So we're going to get some of the hooker's green, and I'm going to mix, like I mentioned, let's see, let's get some of the burnt brown. Gotta get a bit more. I like that consistency. Get some of that tree green added in there to make it a tad bit brighter maybe. And then I'm just gonna drop in some of this over here to the bottom of the stem that we've created. And then we sort of, I'll do one leaf here. So starting here, just gonna trail off, then dipping my brush in water. Bring that back down. And notice the white space that I am leaving. And then I want to do something very loose. I'm going to get some of my, I'm going to get the number 4, get some of the green on it, starting from the top. I'm just going to sort of outline this leaf. What you can do is just get some color directly from the color cake. And what this does is it gives you a darker version of the green in comparison to the light wash that I've just added on here. And it gives you almost like that that sense of light or shadow happening. Giving it some texture, blending some of this in, and then feel free to add more of a darker hue at the base here. Really kind of allow this to stand out just a tad bit more, adding just that slight oomph to your simple Hawaiian ginger. For those who have just joined into my Aloha series here, this is based off my recent trip to Maui, which sort of made me fall in love with the island, and I was inspired so much that I figured let's do a series. Okay, so last thing we're going to do, using the back end of your brush, let's just create the middle line to this. Now it does have some stems within it, as not stems, sorry, veins within it as well. I'm just going to leave it like this. I like how this has turned out. And this is my version of the Hawaiian ginger. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you thought. When you do this, please do tag me on Instagram and social media, Facebook rather. And I would love to see your work. And if you like this video, again, guys, it really does help my channel grow if you just hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and follow along. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we will chat soon. Bye.